People work with people they trust. And there's actually a methodology called the trust equation.
Would you say that being a people person is more valuable in a role of consultant than, for example, extensive knowledge in the...
I think I would say that they are equally important. People work with people they trust. So the one thing I would urge people to do is constantly assess themselves against the measures of what it means to be a trusted person. And there's actually a methodology called the trust equation, which is where you need to score high on 3 dimensions and then low on another. The 3 dimensions that you need to score high on is being credible, being reliable, and creating intimacy. You need to be credible in your professional capabilities, that you are actually able to solve problems for the client. Reliable is obviously whether people can rely on you, whether they can count that you say what you mean and mean what you say. And then the last point is intimacy. Creating meaningful relationship with people, connecting with them is extremely important in succeeding in creating trust. And then divided by your own self-orientation, not focusing all the time on what is good for you personally, short term, but actually focus on how you can contribute to the counterparts that you have, whether it is a colleague or whether it's a client. If you assess yourself against those 4 parameters, then it's a good way of building on your own trust. So I think they're equally important. You won't succeed only by having deep capabilities if you're not able to connect with people. But obviously, being able to connect with people is also not enough. So I would say they go hand in hand.
Does knowing Danish impact career growth at Deloitte, or can non-Danish speakers thrive just as well?
Danish is by no way a requirement to succeed with Deloitte. In Denmark, in general, I would say English is Danish people speak in general quite well English. So I wouldn't, and especially in a place like Deloitte. What might be a good thing is to have that cultural understanding of what does it entail to work in a company that is predominantly led by Danish people, Danish culture, and so on. So having an understanding of how to navigate that, being curious about other cultures, what are the cultural differences to where you come from compared to the Danish business life, and how to then sort of mitigate some of those cultural differences. I would say that is something that is more important than speaking Danish.
And what about with customers? Do they require the consultants to know Danish?
Some customers do, because maybe their documentation or accounting is in Danish. But the majority of our clients, they work seamlessly with people speaking only English, so that is rarely a problem.